I'm really excited. In the last couple of years, obviously with our gym, Kaio has done really well for himself, and being backstage at the UFC and those type of events is just I got itchy knuckles. Being back there and it's like it's attainable. Seeing all these people that you see on TV in person, shaking their hands, doing the walkout. So definitely lit a fire.
Yeah. What's the first step?
First step is February 8th. Getting in there, getting a finish. I'm looking for a first round. I'm not trying to dance around and we only get paid by the hour. So I'm going in there. I'm looking for a finish, and then hopefully, if all injuries are good, I fight 4 or 5 times next year.
Nice. What do you know about your opponent?
Not much. I've seen a couple fights. What was available. Seems like a tough guy. Just Mexican fighters are traditionally pretty tough. So seen him eat some good shots, get cut open, not really waver. Ground game, little suspect. I'm definitely cleaner. I would say everywhere from wrestling, stand up, ground. But he's game. Signed the contract. He wants to fight. So I'm ready.
Yeah. From the time that you were a youngster when you first started in BFL, right?
Yeah.
To like now, how have you like improved, both like personally as a person and then also like skill level in terms of like where you're at with your MMA career?
I think I got to be the least active guy you have on your roster. Like I had my first fight in 2012, I want to say, and I haven't really been as consistent as I like. But with a sport like MMA, it's ever growing. Like every single day, like you'll be watching, a jiu-jitsu tournament, you see a move that you've never seen before, or somebody's setting up a certain type of striking technique in the UFC a certain way, right? So creativity and just the growth of the sport allows somebody like myself who's training every day, who's a big fan, watches and studies tape, and is also coaching and teaching. So when you dedicate as much time as I have to anything, you're going to get better at it. Let alone, having someone like Chris Franco in my corner, who I think is, the best coach in Canada, and he knows me inside and out. He's been there from the very first day. We have a really unique synergy that I feel like a lot of people don't have. He's my only coach. He's always been my only coach. And, no disrespect to these other people, but when you got too many cooks in the kitchen, it ruins the stew, right? You got a striking coach and a grappling coach and a wrestling coach and an MMA coach here, an MMA coach there. For me, I got a guy that does everything and that knows my strengths and weaknesses. So I feel like I've improved tremendously. I have good sparring partners. Obviously being one of Kaio's main sparring partners, if not his main partner for all of the fights he had with you guys and going into the UFC as well. Like he's very high level. And he's very talented, so, iron sharpens iron.
Seeing the success that Kaio has had, I don't want you to say like you're envious, but like, you've been competing longer than Kaio. Do you feel like now is your opportunity to like really go for it and go as far as you possibly can? And then what is the career goal for you?
Yeah, 100%. Like he's my teammate, he's my friend, he's my boy. Like I'm not jealous of him in any way. If anything, it's motivation. Like when I fought Keenan and won the amateur title, he hadn't even had a pro fight yet, and within that time frame now he's in the UFC. So just to see what can be done, somebody that dedicates everything, because I've seen him. He's all in on it. Like the guy will train all day, and he's missed out on so many other opportunities in life because all of his eggs are in this one basket, and it's paid off for him. So again, just seeing what is capable is very inspiring. And again, to see a close friend, like, when you do so many rounds with someone, you spend so much time with somebody punching and kicking each other in the face, you develop a very unique relationship that not a lot of people understand. So there's nothing negative about his success. If anything, it just really motivates me. And, with him out now, BFL needs a new face. So I'm going to do my best, just keep lining them up for me. I'll keep fighting as long as I can, and the goal is Contender Series by 2025, or Bellator or PFL or something like that. But I want to really stay busy this year, get a lot of fights in, rack that record up, and then hopefully go to one of the big shows.
When you first started, you were at 170. Where's your weight class now?
I'm fighting at middleweight this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not out of like I can't make 170 anymore. I just feel that Being at 185, I've fought at 170. I've done catch weights. I fought at 205 last time. I think 185 is a good weight for me where I don't feel too slow for being heavy, and I don't feel super depleted. I still have a lot of, my muscle composition. My joints feel strong. All my previous injuries feel good, and it's a solid weight for me. I feel like I'll be able to hit harder. I'll feel physically stronger, and I'm not having to deplete myself as much.
No disrespect to the champion, like Jared.
Mm-hmm.
He's been the title holder for a while.
Yep.
How many fights do you think you need to get in order to get a title shot? And then, like, how do you think you'd match up?
Jared has obviously been the champ for a while, and there's been a lot of people that thought they can dethrone him, and they can't. For me, I'm not thinking that far ahead at this very moment, although it is, in my peripheral and in my goals. But I think 3 fights. I go in there if I'm fighting top guys. Like I'm not asking for people to pad my record. That's not the case at all. I want people that are top contenders, that are a challenge that I can expedite my way to that title. Because if I have 20 fights against people with all losing records, it's not really when you look at that, the UFC or whatever, they go like, he hasn't really fought anybody. If I'm fighting the top guys in Canada and I'm beating them, that's a different story. So, Jared is obviously very respected regionally, and, he's been the champ forever. I think, respectfully, 3 fights or so, and then I can, hopefully challenge him for the belt.
How is your